Again for another exciting adventure in songwriting. Sorry I'm a little late. What's it called? The OBS system made me update today. So I'm running a little late. Sorry. Okay. At any rate, it's good to be with you. Thanks for being in another episode of Creative Vets Songwriting. We're here to help the soldiers. Hey Nina, we're here to help the soldiers convert their combat brain into the creative brain, and having that cathartic experience is very healing and it's very fulfilling. And so that's kind of what we're up to. But we're kind of closing in on the end of our series. We've been running a series of basic songwriting tools, all right? And today we're going to do rhyme. Last week we did rhythm and rhyme go together, right? They dance together, and just, makes it a lot of fun, the two of them. So they need each other. Line rhythm, and we talked about it in our last episode. Line rhythm is very much connected with rhyme, because we don't know from one line to the next which line is going to rhyme, and we don't know from one line to the next whether they're going to be symmetrical couplets or asymmetrical couplets, right? And that makes a big difference on where the rhyme scheme fits. So today we jump into rhyme. From the line rhythm, we're getting into the actual rhyme itself. Now, we'll talk today about two kinds of rhyme. There is end rhyme, which is what we normally think of when we say rhyming. We're thinking of rhyming the last, at least the last syllable of a line, and sometimes the last word, and sometimes, as we're going to find out, the last phrase, all right? Which is called a compound ending. And if you rhyme it, then it's compound rhyme, right? Okay, we're going to talk about all that. So, so we have end rhyme and we have internal rhyme, okay? We also have hard rhyme and soft rhyme. So we're going to do all that. I just want to wait for just maybe a little bit longer so people can get on board here. One of the things we can do while we're getting on board is we can review. Let me turn off my phone so it won't make noises. Okay, there we go. One thing we can do while we're waiting for maybe a few more people to get on is to review masculine and feminine endings, because that's something that we talked about in line rhyme, in rhythm, excuse me. We talked about feminine versus masculine. Now, the feminine ending is when we have a dangling, non-stressed syllable that's at the very end, at the very last syllable. So anything with an ing, ing, is the feminine, like swimming. Swim, there's the stress, ing, no stress, right? So it's interesting. Now swim, swim. That's a masculine ending. Swimming. Hear that ing? It's flying up there. Now there's ladder. There's lots of tension. Lots of words have a non-stressed syllable at the very, very end, all right? What happens with those non-stressed syllables is you get a sense of incomplete, frustration. It's not over. Ba-dump, 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 ba-da-da. You're going, no. We need to, let's end this. So you do another line below it. Dump, ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. Now that closed, you went, oh, whew, okay. So we finally did that. So feminine endings really want the next line to be a masculine ending, which is where the stress is the last syllable. So swimming is feminine, swim is masculine. So bump ba dump ba dump ba swimming, gump ba dump ba dump ba fling. Now that's that's that creates a very minor asymmetrical couplet. Even with one little stress, one little unstressed syllable at the end of a line, if you go bump ba dump ba dump ba da da dump ba dump ba dump ba dump, that da da actually makes that couplet asymmetrical, even though they have the same number of stresses. Dump ba dump ba dump ba da da. There's that little thing at the end. Bump ba dump ba dump ba dump. There's nothing at the end. So there's 4 stresses, but because of that first line having that little extra non-stress syllable, it causes that line, it causes that couplet to be asymmetrical, right? Okay, and we know from our previous lecture that asymmetrical couplets do not want to rhyme. But what they want is another set of asymmetrical couplets to complete the rhyme, right? So this is we're going to get into this when we get into actual rhyme, which I think now we're 15 minutes in. So let's go ahead and start. Let's officially start our rhyme situation today. Okay, rhyme. Why bother to rhyme? Let's just start with that. Why do we even want to bother with rhyming? Well, I mean, the most obvious answer to that is it's expected. That's when you hear a song start, you're expecting to hear some rhyme. That's just a thing that you want to hear, right? So that alone is a good enough reason, but there's some other reasons too. Rhyme helps the listener remember. So when we rhyme, so that end of that last word that's rhyming, and the end-lined rhyme, which is the normal rhyme that we talk about, those words are highlighted with rhyme. Rhyme highlights them. And it also helps them remember. So it highlights the word, it helps you remember, and it sounds cool. It just sounds cool. Talk to any rapper or hip-hop artist. The way that they pop rhymes is really like a major part of the writing technique for rappers and hip-hop artists. Very important. The way they rhyme is really, really important. They do a lot of inner rhyme. They do a lot of repeating in rhyme. Like they'll start a thing like that, stairs, who cares, pairs, there, anywhere. They do a lot of rhyme in a row, which creates a lot of tension. And that's exactly what they want to do, is they want to create tension. And it works great in doing that, right? So it just sounds cool, right? That's the other thing. It just sounds cool. Okay, now we come to a little problem with certain words. So we need to address, like the word heart. Now, heart is what we call in the business a cliched rhyme word. So when we have when the last word of a line is bump ba dump ba dump ba heart, we're thinking to ourselves, the pros are thinking, oh God, this is such a cliche. Heart, start, apart. Fart, not used very much. Maybe that's a word that we could use more. I don't know. But you get my drift. You get my drift, right? It's difficult to rhyme heart with words that are interesting and fresh. All the rhyme words, which there aren't that many, are all cliched. Love is another one. Oh my gosh. Love, above, dove, glove. I mean, and there we are. Boom, we're done with perfect rhyme, right? We're done with perfect rhyme. So, how do we deal with cliched rhymes? How do we deal with this? Really simple. And yet it's not so simple. If we're going to use, if I know I have to have heart at the end of a line, I want to make sure that the words before that, the words in the line before the word heart, are interesting and unique, right? Interesting and unique. So rather, like, I love you with all my heart, I might say something like, your big old fantastic purple heart. Now, big old fantastic purple heart. The big old fantastical purple heart. Fantastical, that's a real word. Okay, so it's a real word. Yeah, so you see, I mean, again, that's not, I'm just making that up as I go on the fly, but you get my drift. I'm going to try to create a line that's a little bit interesting before you get to the word heart. So I don't want cliched lines followed by a cliched rhyme word, right? So just a little cautionary tale there. If you are going to use the word love at the end, unless, all you need is love. Well, of course, that's the theme of that song, the Beatles song. And what do they do to make that work? Repetition. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. And they turned it around. Yeah. So there are ways to take a cliched line and make it interesting. And one of the best techniques, obviously, is to repeat it over and over. So again, just wanted to bring your attention, if you're using cliched words, if a cliched word ends at the end of a line, just look at your line and see if you can tweak it just a little bit, change even one word, right? I love you with all my heart. Maybe I like you with all my heart. See, that guy, you're going, whoa, like you with all my heart. Oh, that's weird. I love you with songs in my heart. See how my brain is trying to think of, how do I get away with I love you with all my heart. I love you with songs in my heart. My love is like a song in my heart. Your love is a song in my heart. Your love is a song in my heart. Boom. Mic drop. Okay. Do you see what I just did? I rewrote that line to make it sound more interesting, having you use the word heart. Okay. Let's move on. So we know why rhyme is cool, and we know to look out for cliched rhymes. Okay, now, the emotion of rhyme is what we're going to cover today mostly, right? So let's start with the length of a line. See how we're tying line rhythm into rhyme, this is important now, the quicker the rhyme comes, the more tension and excitement you create. Okay? So that involves, that's right, it involves the length of the line, which is line rhythm. So, ba-dump, 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 ba-place, dump, ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-trace. Ba-dump, 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 ba-trace, ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-waste. That has more tension. Ba-dump, ba-waste, ba-dump, ba-grace. That has even more tension. And if you want to do grace, place, that's just one syllable, right? That would be a heck of a line with one syllable on each line. But you're getting my drift. The faster the line comes, the more exciting it is. Which means, wait a minute. Wait just a second here. Maybe this means that I could use that knowledge, let's say in a verse. I wanted my verse to increase excitement before it gets to the chorus. But I have this technique that I've learned. I could go ba-dump, 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 ba-grace, dump, ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-place, bump, ba-dump, ba-kind, dump, ba-dump, ba-wine. Boom. You hear how I shorten the lines and kawemo, right? Now, I can do even more. Again, going back to our line rhythm lesson, I could do even more than that to create tension. Watch this. Bump a dump a dump a grain, dump a dump a dump a sane, dump a fine, dump a kind, dump a wine. Boom, in the chorus. What did I just do? I added an extra line. All those lines were symmetrical. Bump a dump a fine, dump a wine, dump a kind. Never before did I ever get lost until I got lost with you. That was the beginning of a make-believe chorus that I just made up. So you see, adding that extra line, again, going back to our line rhythm, that line is dangling. It's a tagline because we're thinking in sets of couplets. Bump a dump a wane, dump a grain, dump a fine, dump a kind. Those are all two sets of two. And then we add a third one underneath, right? A third one underneath. So now we're thinking, well, if there's a third one, there's going to be a fourth one. There wasn't a fourth one. Extra tension. Extra tension. So that was a 5-line verse. 2 4-syllable, 4 stress, dump a wine, dump a kind, and now 3 stress. Bump a dump a gain, dump a wane, dump a sane. Boom. See? So that extra line at the bottom, that third line, it desperately wanted a fourth line, but you didn't give it a fourth line. Right? And just to add even more to it, you can cut that last line shorter or longer. So dump a gain, dump a wane, dump a sane. Wow. That's even more exciting. Or I can go bump a gain, dump a sane, dump a wane. I stretched it to 5 stresses. So that's stretching it and creating frustration rather than the excitement of the shortened line. I create a frustration and maybe a finality or a sadness in stretching the line longer, right? Because you're going, oh, it should have ended with, oh, wow, it finally ended. See, that's that finality, yeah. Okay, so those are just cool things. The faster a rhyme comes, the more excitement there is. The longer it takes, the more relaxed it is. So, and we're going to deal with that later when we get into rhyme scheme. you'll hear me talk about that again. All right. Another emotional aspect of rhyme is unexpected rhyme, or the lack of rhyme suddenly can create emotion, right? So again, rappers and hip hop artists really, really use this to the nth degree, where they're going along rhyming and then suddenly they pop a rhyme where it doesn't belong, and then they'll do repeated rhymes. They'll throw in an inner rhyme, so they'll go bamba dumba Wayne, bamba dumba sane, dumba Wayne gain, except the bamba cane Wayne sane, then wanna go saw the snow in the Wayne. See that O and the O, that was unexpected, but we're doing all these ain rhymes, and then they throw them. The lines are off. They're not symmetrical all the time. So bamba dumba Wayne, bamba bamba bane, down to sane gain, like down to train, down to go and a blow and a want to main. See, they always mixing it up, keeping it unpredictable, is a very important aspect that creates a really good rap or a really good hip-hop song, is playing and toying with rhyme scheme, right? Very, very important. So unexpected rhyme or the unexpected lack of rhyme creates emotion. And the emotion is, like either, oh my gosh, what just happened? Or it's, oh, there was supposed to be rhyme there. Oh, I feel uneasy because there wasn't a rhyme. So when is the rhyme going to come? The point of all this is you can manipulate your listeners' emotions simply by choosing what kind of rhyme scheme you do or don't do. See, so this is a fascinating game that we play here today, or isn't it? Isn't it fascinating? Unexpected rhyme or lack of it. Another kind of emotion we can get is soft, or you might want to call it slant rhyme, soft rhyme, near rhyme. There's all kinds of different words for it. But those kind of rhymes create excitement because of their freshness. Like let's go back to heart. Heart. I could do an unexpected rhyme. You are. Instead of heart, I could go R and drop the T. Or ought. Heart and ought. Drop the hurt, drop the R. You get heart, hot. Or heart, caught. Heart, caught. Endicott, in the cot. Man, I'm not. What I'm not. Heart, not. Don't think about spelling. Think about the way it sounds. Heart, not, ought. I'm dropping the R. Ought, consensat, minimat. Get a lot, heart, a lot. And I go to, by the way, seeing as how we're talking, this is a thing of, this whole issue is going to be, this whole speech is going to be about rhyme. You need to know about Wiki Rhymer. And I get the Wiki Rhymer Pro, and it costs, I don't know, $10 a year, $11 a year, or something. I don't know what it is. But WikiRhymer.com is I do know the guy that invented it, and that's actually why I know about it, is because I know the guy that invented it, one of the two people that put it together. But I'm not plugging it because I know the fellow. I'm plugging it because it's really, really a great tool. One of the best. I have looked at other rhyme websites and none of them can really compare to the complete and thorough investigation of rhyme that Wiki Rhymer does, especially the pro. To give you an example, the word love has over 1,000 soft rhymes. Not hard rhymes, soft rhymes. So, I mean, think about that. What? 1,000 rhymes for love? Are you kidding me? Anyway, it's a great site, and there's plenty of other sites, but I do recommend these websites because when I get stuck, I'll go to these sites, and even if I don't use a word that's in there, it gets me away from the song for a minute to clear my head and to go somewhere else. You know how you're, I don't know if you've experienced this, but you'll be writing a song, you get stuck, and suddenly you have to get a drink of water, or you have to go to the bathroom, and you go in there, and while you're fixing your coffee or getting your water, whatever, suddenly a thing will pop into your head. Wow, that's because you temporarily removed yourself from the sitch, right? From the stress and the concentration, and you just kind of erased the eraser, the chalkboard, and you're starting over again with a nice clean slate. And this oftentimes really can help break the, and it's actually been proven that removing yourself like that can inspire you to come up with great things, right? So when you get stuck, go get a glass of water, go for a little walk around the block, and look at the birds, distract yourself, get away from the song, don't think of the song, and suddenly, kaboom, you get these great ideas, right? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about hard rhyme and soft rhyme. Hard rhyme, and I like that word because hard rhyme can be hard to do, all right? You could also call it hard rhyme, perfect rhyme. That's another term for it. So heart and start, that's a perfect rhyme, right? Heart and car, that is a soft rhyme, all right? Now, because there are a number of cliched words like love and heart, and let's face it, I mean, popular music has been going for hundreds of years, right? Ever since I think probably ever since people learned how to sing, really. Especially ever since the little, a lute, or a little, like a little something that you can play, because then you can accompany yourself and walk through the square and sing, and sing about, the issues of the day. Songs have been around, for forever and ever. There are certain words that we know are difficult to rhyme, and we've talked about how to take care of that earlier. We talked about, just have a little originality before the heart, all right? But just to tell you what's going on today so often, is the soft rhyme or slant rhyme or imperfect rhyme, right? Why is that more popular today? It's so easy to figure out. It gives the listener a little surprise, right? So when I rhyme start with car, that is not expected, but yet you still hear the R, right? Star rhymes with heart. Heart, star, right? So these little tricks, learning how to soft rhyme, is really just a wonderful, wonderful way to make your songs a little more entertaining. Of course, if you can do a perfect rhyme and your lines are interesting, hey, go for it. Perfect rhyme is wonderful as long as it's not, as long as the whole line isn't cliched. And I mean, you know, the rhyme, both lines, the rhyme line and the setup line. Okay, but boy, do I love soft rhyme. I encourage my writers to use soft rhyme simply for the surprise factor that, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that word. Soft rhyme really has that ability to grab someone's attention. Okay, now, things to know about what is soft rhyme. Soft rhyme is when, well, first of all, hard rhyme is when the last syllable, the vowel and the consonant rhyme perfectly. So we start with the ah, that's the ah, and then the ert. So heart rhymes, perfect rhyme with heart, start, right? Apart. Notice the art. That's a perfect rhyme. Now, soft rhyme is keeping the same vowel sound, ah, heart, but changing the last consonant. So heart, I changed it to car, right? And on. So pecan rhymes with heart. It's tricky because we got an art. I'm using a word that's actually a double consonant, ert. We should try maybe doing one that's not. Let's do break. Okay, that only has a k. So break, steak. That's a perfect rhyme because the ache, the vowel and the consonant sound the same. They may not be spelled the same. Like you can have one AK or you can have one ACHE. As long as you hear ache, then that's perfect rhyme. Don't go with spelling, go with the sound. Always go with sound, okay? Somebody texted me, make sure it's not Kyle telling me. Okay, good. All right, so soft rhyme, unpredictable, unexpected, and so fresh, right? So all we do is we keep the same vowel sound, but we changed the consonant. Now, this brings up something that was brought to my attention by Pat Pattison, of the wonderful guy, very talented writer and professor at Berkeley. I haven't talked to him in a while, but the last time I talked to him, he was the head of the lyric department at Berkeley School of Music in Boston. He brought to my attention that there's 3 basic consonant sounds, and there's a 4th one too, which we'll talk about, but they're called plosives, fricatives, and nasals. But so plosives just means popper, pop, anything that pops. And we have 2 different kinds of poppers. We have unspoken p, k, k, t, right? Let's see if there's any other pkt, right? So, but what if we say t? What if we say t and make a noise? Here's it. Here's with no noise. T. Now here's it with a noise. D. D. You can't hear the T anymore because I'm making a noise. D. 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 So P. B. 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 K. G. G. These are all hard. These are all popping sounds or plosives, right? So my point being, if we go break, we could go. That's a k. That's a plosive, right? That's a popper. So we got k. We've also got p, and we've got t. So we can go with those p. So break, ape, or break, plate, break, plate. You hear how close they are? So it's a cool thing to know, right? It's a cool thing to know these poppers, nasals, and I call them sizzlers or fricatives, right? Okay, so we've got those, and also the g will go with b, like renegade, and abe, abe. You get my drift? So you can find these sounded or unsounded plosives. You can go through those first, right? Okay. Now let's get into the sizzlers or the fricatives. We have the z. See how noisy that is? S, f, z, s, f, th, and sh, sh, v, v, and sh, ch. So all of those are really noisy, aren't they? Yeah, very noisy. So if we go z, that's a spoken one. Do it without speaking. S. So spoken and unspoken. S. Spoken z. F. V. See, spoken f. F. Unspoken f. F. Spoken f. Add a sound to it, and v, you get a v. And sh, j, you get a g, j, and sh. Right? So all these are sizzlers. And sizzlers are the hardest ones to find a substitute for outside of the sizzly thing. You know, you're more constricted with the fricatives. And let me explain what I'm saying. With the poppers, p, you can say, like, if I'm like a antelope. I can tell the singer, don't pronounce the P so much. Antelope. You heard the P, I never said it. Antelope. You hear that? I never said the P. So antelope could go with the word no, and we're going to get to that in a minute. That's called a subtractive rhyme, where we remove the P, right? But let's stay with this. So, but you can see how you can control the poppers more by just not pronouncing them. But how do you when you get to size, it's hard to not, size. You got to make a little z, the z. So with the fricatives, I go with other fricative endings. With a pop, I could go with on, op, on, og. See what I mean? The less noise, I've got more choices in the consonant that I choose. But with the sizzlers, you got less choice because they're so noisy. The last one is nasal. N and and ung. M, N, and NG. Ung. Right? Those are the nasals. So if I have name, I can go insane. M, n. Gang. I'm kind of cheating. Instead of gang, I'm going gang. My gang knows my name. See how I'm wiggling it. It's a little bit wiggly there, right? It's a good wiggle. Okay. So the nasals can also go with the poppers because, again, they don't make a lot of noise. Like gang, a. Because you hardly heard that p, right? Again, telling the singer, don't go ape. First of all, you don't want to pop into the microphone. So that explains those three. And the last one is the R and the L, like car and bell, car and all, R, all, car, all. The R and the L, they're kind of like loners out there. They don't really sound like anything else. Car, fall, doesn't really, what does it sound like? Fall, on. See what I mean there? So you just, I just don't pronounce those very clearly. If I have to do a soft rhyme with an R or an L ending, I just pronounce it lightly. And again, you can overpower the strange sound by just being so cool that you came up with something that's unexpected. I really stress that the fact that unexpected can overpower, like a not so close rhyme. Now, so those are all the consonant tricks, but there's another one. There's what I call soft vowel rhyme. What? Yeah, there's another kind of soft rhyme. Crazy, I know, but it's true. Let me tell you what it is. This is what it is. Mostly with soft vowels, you can get away with this. Example. Let's start with, the vowels, A, E, I, O, and U. Let's start with A. The soft sound for A is ah, but ah sounds a lot like the soft E, eh, ah and eh, ah, cat, and set, cat, set, cat, set. I sat down. He sat down. Met, cat, met. Da 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 da, cat, da 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 da, met. See, wiggle there. Listen, wiggle. It's a wiggle, but it can be a very cool wiggle. So with let's keep moving. With I, the soft I, I, and then soft O and U, ah and ah. See, ah and ah and Also oo and o, ooh, oh. Huh? Cool. Is that cool? Now, remember, just to give you an idea of how cool this can be, let's take one of the hardest words to rhyme is love, right? Well, can rhyme with a soft vowel sound would be love, with ah, remember? So off can rhyme with love. Off, also because, tough, love. Well, that's actually just a consonant. But you get where I'm going here? And ah are very, very close. So, isn't this cool? These are all these little tricks to surprise your listener with a rhyme that they're not expecting. And so because they're not expecting it, and because it works, bingo, you're a genius, right? It makes the songwriter look good. It makes the artist look cool. It's win, win, win. Win. Winner's winning. Okay? So cool. Don't you love that? Now, to move on, so soft rhyme, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, let's talk a little bit, and we talked a little bit about this in the line rhythm. We talk about masculine, feminine, like where we have a masculine ending is where the stress is on the last syllable, and feminine ending is the last syllable is unstressed, right? But and but. All right. Now, let's talk about compound endings, because this has become, again, really popular in both country and pop and R&B. It's really popular. So at the end of a line, you cluster a group of words together, usually with the same, not always, but often with the same note value, and it's usually pretty quick. So I can go ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da. That's a 3-syllable cluster. I can go ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's a 6th one. Ba-da-da-da. Now, you take that cluster, dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Hope I will, right? Da-da-da, I hope I will. Now, you can rhyme the O and the ill, right? Hope I will. No, tis, fill. No can fill, no can dill. So, see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to rhyme the beginning of the cluster and the ending of the cluster. And maybe everything in between. I can see how many things I can rhyme. Like, so, if you don't see, true to me. True rhymes with you, and me rhymes with see. You don't see, own't. True for me, own't, for. See, I'm trying true for me, you don't see, true for me. I'm trying to rhyme as many of these sounds in this cluster of endings, right? And so this is what I call compound rhyme. Taking a compound ending, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da, and it can be da-da-da, it can be da-da-da-da, 4, da-da-da-da-da, it can be 5, da-da-da-da-da-da, 6, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That was 9. Da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's a real long one, but that may not even be considered an ending. That may be the whole line. But you get my drift. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-dink-a-bunk-a-da-ba-da-da. Da-dunk on the way to love. Da-dunk-a-con the status of. I'm trying to rhyme as many syllables in that compound ending that I can get away with. I had some rappers when I was teaching at Belmont. I had some rappers that were in my class, and one of them showed me after class. He said, "Mr. Beresford," or Mr. Rick, depending on what they felt like, "let me show you my notebook of compound rhyme." And so he was taking a line like reduce your cost, to flew that lost, the goo that tossed. See what I'm doing? And this is like a big deal to rappers and hip hop artists and writers, is to do a lot of these compound rhyming as many words in that phrase as possible. And it just makes you cool. It just makes you so cool, right? Look at how cool I am. I do all these compound rhymes. Just something you should know, all right? All right, compound rhymes. Let's move on to additive rhyme and subtractive rhyme. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, and I don't know why this is. I can't explain it. But when I taught at Belmont and I gave them a quiz, they got this wrong so many times. And it's one of the easiest rhyme things in the universe, and yet somehow either I wasn't explaining it right or there was a blank in their brain. But This is a trick you can use when you're trying to come up with soft rhyme. Let's take the word plate. All right, now I want to rhyme plate, and all the 8 sounds, nothing comes up. Well, how about taking away the word, taking away the T, take away the consonant at the end, and just try to rhyme day. A. Plate rhymes with day, rhymes with say. That's subtractive rhyme. We subtracted the consonant, right? We subtracted it. Where am I? Am I in here? Oh, I see. That's right. I'm on the opposite. And on this side, let me just see, where am I on this one? Okay, cool. Yeah, so subtractive, that's subtractive rhyme, okay? Additive rhyme is just the opposite. Take the word, let's take the word mode, all right? Mode, I can rhyme something, take the D away and just O. So, DeSoto rhymes with mode, right? I just subtracted the consonant and rhymed it with mode O. And the opposite is additive rhyme, is take the word no, or take the word away and rhyme it with sail. Add, so additive, I can add a consonant. You know, some words don't have a consonant at the end. Well, you can throw one on. And what are the consonant sounds that make the least amount of noise? We've already said the poppers and the nasals, like plate. Plate. I can sing that to where you hardly ever heard that. So I can rhyme day, add the T, plate. Day, plate. Or aim, insane, rhymes with way. Da 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 da, way, bum da da da, insane. See, you don't have to hear that N very much at all, right? So that's additive and subtractive. So subtractive can be used a lot because most words have a consonant at the end. There are some obviously that don't, like day, but most words have a consonant at the end. So knowing to take away that consonant and subtract the consonant and try words that don't have the consonant, just that has the sound A, we're there, we're home, right? Cool. Additive and subtractive. Add the consonant or take the consonant away. All right? Now, there's certain rhythm devices we have. Yep, we have devices. We sure do. And the devices that we have are, first, light rhyme. Now, light rhyme is rhyming only the very last syllable, such as, let me give you an example, sincerely and possibly. Sincerely and possibly. That's not a lot of rhyme there, but so that's why they call it light, because if you say sincerely, you're thinking you're going to rhyme eerily, right? Because you hear, remember we talked about that hard rhyme is the last, oh, actually we didn't say this. It's the last stressed syllable and everything after it. So sincerely. Lee is a feminine ending. Sincerely. Now, the ear wants to hear early. Fear me. That would be an interesting rhyme, wouldn't it? That's called syllabic contrast. Sincerely is one word, and fear me is 2 single-syllable words. So that I'm using syllabic contrast there. Yes. So again, when we have a long word, complicated, you and you can't take it. You can't take it. Complicated. You can't take it. You can't take it is 4 single-syllable words, and complicated is 1 word with 4 complicated. 4, right? So this is another cool trick, is syllabic contrast, right? And light rhyme is just simply rhyming only the last sound. So we wanted to hear sincerely with dearly, but instead we went possibly. We only rhymed the E sound. That's light rhyme, right? Compound rhyme we've talked about. Mosaic or multisyllabic rhyme, we've talked about that just now. Temper and them there. Call in, like I'm calling, well, I'm all in. Callin' and all in. That's Mosaic rhyme, or what I like to call syllabic contrast, where we take a multi-syllable word and we rhyme it with a bunch of single syllable or different syllabled words, right? Different combination, right? That's a cool thing. A rhyme tag, or they can also call this trailing rhyme, where like Don Henley did in The End of the Innocents. Da 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 da, fall down, let it fall all around me. Notice the me. He didn't rhyme me. That's a little tag. It's just a rhyme tag. And it's fun to know that you can do this, because sometimes you get stuck and you've got this little extra syllable dangling out there, but you've got this great rhyme in the syllable before, like around me, like down to down, down to down, down to down to down, around. And you just have to put around me. Don't hesitate to just go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and throw that little me in there. That's a tagging the rhyme. It can be very cool. and what that also does is it creates a feminine ending, right? We talked about feminine endings have tension. So you're creating tension there. Don Henley created tension. I think the word was ground. Da, 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 on the ground. Come lay with me here on the ground. Let your hair fall all around me. Yeah. So ground and around me. Nice. Very nice. Well, now that we're on the Eagles, what if we rhymed that me, right? So rhyming the tag would be like, for instance, oh, it's such a hollow feeling when it comes down to dealing, friends. It never ends. Oh, what just happened? Right? So, again, oh, what a hollow feeling, which is a feminine ending, by the way, tension, when it comes down to dealing. Dealing who? Friends. Oh. And then rhyme the tag. It never ends. Isn't that a cool little trick? So yes, you can tag a rhyme. It creates a feminine ending. And then maybe you want to rhyme that little tag. So dana dana on the ground, let your hair fall all around me. Hey, Manny. Boom. Manny. Dude. So good to know you're here, Manny. Manny and I have a lot of fun. He's one of my prize clients. Genius, songwriter and singer and performer. But you know, he's kind of old. He's 11. I don't know. He might be over the hill. I don't think so. All right, Manny, good to have you aboard. My buddy, my buddy. Okay, so we have rhyming, we have tagging the rhyme, and we have rhyming it. So, donna, 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 ground, let your hair fall all around me. Wouldn't that, donna, 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 be? Donna, donna, on the ground, let you, all around me. Donna, be. Round me, donna, 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 patiently. Donna, donna, on the ground, let your hair fall all around me. That would be so glad to be patiently. See, I'm trying to rhyme that me. Let's fall all around me. Trying to rhyme that me. Those kind of cool things. That's rhyming the tag. Very, very cool. All right. Internal end rhyme. I love this rhyme. The most famous one of these is one of the most famous is a Willie Nelson song called "Hello Walls. Let me talk to you a while. Hello floor. Let me walk with you a while." Right? Notice that the rhyme talk and walk was inside the line, but yet it had the power. It had the rhyming power as if it were at the end. Hello walls, let me talk with you a while. Now, hello floor, let me walk with you a while. With you a while, the same thing. And it can be on you a while, with you a while. You know, you can change it up a little bit, but basically, internal end rhyme, the line that comes after the rhyme word is basically the same, right? To be in love, to see that love. Oh, what just happened? I didn't have to rhyme love. Oh, that's so cool. Okay? So if you have the word love at the end of a line, the first thing you're thinking is, oh God, it's so hard to rhyme. Ah, love. But what if it is, you know, it's hard to be in love? Try going into, what's the next powerful word? Be. So I'm going to rhyme be and forget, I'm just going to repeat the love part. It's hard to be in love. It's better to see my love. Be and see is much easier to rhyme than love. So that's called internal end rhyme. Love it, love it, love it. Eminem said, he looked at me like I'm out of my mind. He shook his head like white boys don't know how to rhyme. Like and white, right? That was an internal rhyme that rhymed, and then those other lines were different, weren't they? So he looked at me like I was out of my mind. He shook his head like white boys don't know how to rhyme. So that's kind of like an uneven cluster, isn't it? Do you see how much fun rhyme can be? Rhyme the internal one, rhyme the end ones, okay? Rhyme is, come on people, rhyme is so cool. And yes, it's kind of complicated, but don't we love it? All these little tricks, I love these things. You can also do spelling things like divorce will rhyme with me. You know, don't forget the rhyme, or VIP can rhyme with, you know, anything that has an E sound. So sometimes you can pop those spelling abbreviations can be used as a rhyme. Okay, now let's talk about interior rhyme for a minute. Okay, we've talked a lot about end rhyme. Let's talk about some of the little tricks that we can do inside the line to get a good rhyme. First, I feel my voice starting to give out here. Hydration. All right, internal rhyme, right? So we're going to rhyme words that are not at the end, right? There's three that are really that we use more than anything. The first one is called alliteration, which is the beginning letter, like plate and skate. Like for instance, a man must make it right. A man must make it right. Ma. So these are all similar sounds, right? We wouldn't call them rhyme. That's why it's called alliteration. So the first sound of a word inside, make mine chocolate. Make mine, right? M. So the words, those inside words, begin with the same letter. Okay? Now, assonance is where you have a vowel sound the same. Like, I hate my neighbor who's working hard. I hate my neighbor. He don't work hard. All right? Hate neighbor. A neighbor. Hate and neighbor doesn't rhyme because of the right? Hate neighbor. That's an assonance, right? So what I love to do is when I get stuck in a line and I've got a word that's really not as strong as the rest of the words in the line, my replacement word, I look for assonance or alliteration to fill that vacancy, right? Or I may just write a line that's perfectly fine, but if my little brain can think of, I'll look at the line and go, I wonder if I can replace one of these words with an assonance, with a similar vowel sound, or a similar opening letter sound inside the line. What it does is it gives the listener that extra little pop of rhyme. It makes them a little more satisfied, and it also makes the songwriter look good too. Like, aren't I so clever? Yes, I'm so clever. So, yeah, these are cool little things, assonance and alliteration. The last one is just flat out internal rhyme, like a man can do no wrong. Man and can actually rhyme. So you can also do internal rhyme as well. So those are three things that are really, really fun, right? The next thing you can do is what we call head rhyme, which is chain me to your memory, tame me for your gettery, so for your something E, right? So I'm rhyming the first word on both of the lines, tame and game, right? That's called head rhyme. That's sometimes fun to do too. And then there's cross rhyme, where bump-a-dump-a-dump away, dump-a-dump-a-dump-a fine. And then that didn't rhyme, but the opening line of the chorus can start with I'm, or can end with I. So dump-a-dump-a-dump away, bump-a-dump-a-dump-a-I. Da-da-da-da-da-da my. So you get it. It went across sections, right? So cross rhyme, again, not used very often, but it's just kind of nice to know that. So you get the idea. Now, before we close, I want to give you some rhyme schemes. Now, let's review what we said earlier. Remember we talked about the faster the rhyme comes, the more tension you create? Okay, let's keep that in mind when we're talking about rhyme scheme. Let's first do two-line rhyme scheme. So these will be couplets, right? And for simplicity's sake, let's make it a section of 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines in a section, right? That's a very simple section, but it's done a lot, 4 lines. So the first one we would talk about is A, A, B, B, right? Now when I say A, A, I mean that the first line and the second line rhyme. B, B, the third and the fourth line rhyme, right? Another typical one is A, B, A, B, where the first line rhymes with the third line. The second line rhymes with the fourth line, right? Okay. Another one would be, to continue this idea, would be X, A, X, A. X means no rhyme, okay? So that means the only rhyme we hear is the second line and the fourth line. Are you noticing a pattern here that no matter what I say, the fourth line always rhymes? That's right. The listener wants to hear the last line of a section. The last line, we want it to rhyme. And if it doesn't, of course, we're creating tension. But for the grace of God go I, which is a famous Keith Urban song, at the end of every verse, he just says, silently I say a little prayer. And that is just a tagline that doesn't rhyme with anything, right? Doesn't rhyme with anything. So, again, creating that tension with that tagline that doesn't rhyme, right? Okay, so let's review. We've got A, B, B, A, B, A, B, X, A, X, A. What about A, 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 A? Just keep rhyming. The same sound, all 4 lines, okay? Now, I'm going somewhere with this, and I'm going to show you what it is right now. Which of these lines is the most relaxed, and which of these, rhyme schemes, which of these rhyme schemes is the most relaxed, and which has the most tension? Think about these different rhyme schemes. Remember, the longer there is between the rhyme, the more relaxed it is. And the faster the rhyme comes, the more excitement. X, A, you're right, Manny. X, A, X, A is the most relaxed, right? Because it takes 2 lines just to get to the rhyme, right? These 2 lines are going to rhyme. This one didn't rhyme with this one. So da-da-da-da-da way, ba-da-da-da kind, da-da-da-da-da bling, da-da-da-da blind. That's the most relaxed. But there's something else about this one that I want to bring to your attention. The fact that it takes such a long time to get to the rhyme could be to your advantage when Nina says, when you're telling a story, fool. Nina, you're right. When you're telling a story and you want the story to have a lot of what? Unique detail, because story-driven songs need a lot of detail. What better way to avoid rhyme than XAXA? That way we don't worry so much about the rhyme and we can get our unique details in the song without having to sacrifice them for rhyme, right? So XAXA is the most relaxed, and because it has only 2 words that rhyme in the whole thing, that's nice for telling stories with unique detail. Exactly. The next one is ABAB. That, it takes a while to get to it. Here's A and B and B, right? So it's still relaxed, but there is more ping of rhyme. There's more rhyme. Ba da 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 way, da 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 boing, da 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 say, da 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 coin, right? So more rhyme, but still they're separated out. So it still has a little more tension, but not really. But how about ba da 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 way, da 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 say, da 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 find, da 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 kind. Can you hear it? You can hear it. There's more tension. So when you're writing a song about breaking up, or you're angry at your girlfriend or boyfriend, AABB is a nice one to choose because the rhyme comes faster, which creates more excitement, right? So it's a good choice when you're trying to create angst and be, angsty, Yeah. That's an AABB rhyme scheme kind of guy, all right? All right. And what's even more, we forgot about, what about AAAA? That's even more tension, right? Because after AA, we want to hear BB. Once we finish the rhyme, da 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 a da 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 way, we're done. We're finished. There's a nice big fat period at the end of that, right? Boom, period. But we don't stop. We keep going down to down to down to way, down to down to down to say, down to down to down to play, to down to down to gay, right? Whoa. So, see you, Nina. I think Nina has to leave. I got to leave here in a minute. We're almost done. So you can see how exciting this news is to you writers out there. You can create emotional effect by simply choosing the different kinds of rhyme scheme. Isn't that so cool, people? You just got to love this, right? You got to love it. You just got to. You cannot not love it. You just got to love it. So you can manipulate your listeners. Now, there's one that I've left out, and it's tricky, and that is XXAA, right? XXAA is called Unbalanced Rhyme, okay? And so it would go something like this. Bumba dumba dumba way, dumba dumba kind. Dumba 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 no, bumba dumba dumba blow. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, so you're here. Okay, good, good. All right. Nina's not leaving. She's just thanking me. All right, cool. So that's even more quirky and weird, isn't it? So it's got, that rhyme scheme is full of surprise, right? Still crazy after all these years. Look that song up by, I think it's a Paul Simon song. I don't think it's a Simon and Garfunkel song. Look up Still crazy after all these years. And you'll see a great example of XXAA. Usually the XX, usually that's an unbalanced, an asymmetrical line, like bumpa-dumpa-dumpa way, bumpa-dumpa find, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa gone. You're expecting to hear bumpa-dumpa wind, right? Oh, for saying you were right. Right. Oh, yeah. I get it. Duh. Mr. Thick Skull here. Yeah. So you see, you get this super surprise, like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. And usually the AA, like the XXAA, usually the AA is symmetrical. And the XX is asymmetrical. Because an asymmetrical couplet, you don't want it to rhyme. You want it to rhyme with the next asymmetrical couplet, like I did. And let's review that. Bumpa-dumpa-dumpa way, bumpa-dumpa fine, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa go, dumpa-dumpa blind. That's what the ear wants to hear. That the shorter line, the second line, will rhyme with the fourth line. Notice I didn't rhyme the first and the third line. Not as important. That's why you can get away with unbalanced rhyme, because I'm going bumpa-dumpa-dumpa say, dumpa-dumpa kind, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa go, dumpa-dumpa blind, bumpa-dumpa-dumpa slow. That was a symmetrical couplet, O and O, that finished that section. That's called unbalanced rhyme because it's like this, isn't it? You know, it feels like it's just, it's off balance. But it still works. Because why? We rhymed the last line. Remember we talked about how important that was? Rhyming the last line? Yes. Okay. All right, so those are the four, those are I think there's 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there is one more that's really, 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 really tough to do, but you can try it, and that's ABBA. Like there was a young cowboy, lived on the range, there was his only companion, da-da-da-da, in the canyon, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, way. Sweet Baby James has ABBA. So Sweet Baby James, look it up, and you'll see that it does work. You do hear it, but it's harder to hear. It's harder to hear. So, yeah, ABBA, you can try it. It's tough, but hey, why not? Now those are all combinations of 2 lines of couplets. Now there's a bunch of 3-line ones that I'm just going to quickly go over because my time is running out here. We have AAB. CCB. So bumpa-dumpa-dumpa way, bumpa-dumpa-dumpa say, bumpa-dumpa-dumpa-dumpa fine. Dumpa-dumpa-dumpa go, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa no, bumpa-dumpa-dumpa-dumpa wine. Right? That's used a lot in country music. Right? It just seems to be a popular one. So those are sets of 3. AAB, CCB. Right? There's another one called AAAX, which is kind of cool. So bumpa-dumpa-dumpa way, bumpa-dumpa-dumpa say, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa play, bumpa-dumpa go, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa fine, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa wine, dumpa-dumpa-dumpa slow. So that's AAA. Well, the X means that you can repeat that line, like on Blueberry Hill, the moon stood still, da-da-da-da will on Blueberry Hill. Then it was fine, da-da-da wine, da-da-da kind on Blueberry Hill. So the X can be, the 4th line can be just the same repeated line, right? AAA, repeated line, BBB, repeated line. There's something about when you hear 3 lines rhyming in a row, the 4th line doesn't have to rhyme, right? with the rest of it. So A-A-A-X, right? And if you just do, by the way, we talked about unbalanced. If we just do A-A-A without a line after it, we create another sense of unbalanced. Bamba dumba dumba way, bamba dumba dumba play, bamba dumba dumba say. See how you're wanting desperately to hear that last one? So 3-line, you'll start noticing this now. When you hear songs that have 3 lines, notice how they pull it off, how they get 3 lines. It does create a little bit of tension, especially if they're all symmetrical. Bamba dumba dumba way, bamba dumba dumba say, dumba 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 play. Wow. And now we go into the next section. See how it gets off? So that's a very unbalanced three-line section. Another one that's used is XXA, XXA. This is, again, even better for telling stories because we can do 2 lines that don't rhyme. The 3rd line will rhyme. So bamba dumba dumba way, bamba dumba dumba fine, dumba 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 go. Dumba 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 wee, dumba 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 bang, da 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 slow. Right? So only the 3rd and the 6th line rhyme. Again, wow. You want to tell a story and you've got all this great detail, you even get more time to get that detail in, right? I just love that one. A trickier one to do is A-A-A-B-B-B, right? Da-da-da-da-da play, da-da-da-da-da way, da-da-da-da-da say. Bamba-damba-da go, da-da-da-da-da no, da-da-da-da bro. I did all symmetrical lines. Very unbalanced-y sounding, isn't it? Yes. And then we have the limerick. There wasn't a down named Dave who da-da-da-da in the cave. Da-da-da-da slow, ba-da-da-go, ba-da-da-da-da wave. Right? That's the famous limerick, right? And limericks, because of that, so it's A-A-B-B-A, right? They have an inherent funny quality about them. So usually when you hear the limerick style of rhyming, A-A-B-B-A, usually it's a funny kind of song. So because of that, if you were to do a serious lyric with the limerick rhyme scheme, the audience might pick up the irony of that. They might go, oh, that was funny. That was a funny rhyme scheme, but the song's really serious. Wow. The counterbalance of that, the irony of that could be something that the audience goes, wow, I get it. You're trying to lighten up this real heavy, serious message. Trying to lighten it up with this fun rhyme scheme. Right? Yeah. So that's all I got. I think we're done with that. We're done with rhyme scheme. There are ways to avoid rhyme, and we've talked about some of them. Sometimes when we have a tough thing to rhyme, like I said, we do A, and then just have a tagline, like da-da-da-da-da way, da-da-da-da-da say, da-da-da-da-da way, I'll always love you. Da-da-da-da-da fine, da-da-da-da-da wine, da-da-da-da-da kind, I'll always love you. Never had to rhyme, I'll always love you, right? It was a tagline, the 4th line. 3 rhymes and then a 4th tag. Another one is internal end rhyme, thinking about love, drinking about love. Didn't have to rhyme love. Unbalanced rhyme, XXAA. We didn't have to rhyme da-da-da-da-da way, bamba-damba fine. We didn't have to rhyme ein because the next one went da-da-da-da-da oh, da-da-da-da-da slow. See? So we never had to rhyme that second line. Repeating the line inside, like I look at a girl, I think about you. Prettiest in the world, I think about you. I never had to rhyme you, right? So that's kind of an internal end rhyme. The other one is to let me see. Oh, well, no, those aren't, never mind those. So we have ways, we do have these ways of avoiding having to rhyme a word, right? So I just wanted to throw those in at the end. All right, so we're done. I'm not sure if we've got another section to do. I'm going to have to review here and see if we've covered everything. But we may have covered everything. I'm going to go back over the sections and see. But I think we might be done. We covered, let's see, we covered physical writing, emotional writing, symbolic writing. I'm pretty sure we covered that. I'm going to check on that one. And then we covered form, we covered development, we covered line rhythm, and we covered rhyme scheme. Oh, we do have music. I could go over some tricks on music. That's right, we haven't done music. So on Friday, I'll show you some street-wise ideas about how people that don't read or write music, how we think about music, right? So we'll do that on Friday. So we'll have a little musical exploration. And again, looking for the emotion in melodies and music and chords. So let's explore that a little bit on Friday. Okay? Okay, good. And that should pretty much wrap it up. So I'll see you Friday. We'll talk a little bit about the emotion of music from a street-wise perspective. Someone who doesn't read or write music. But let's face it, 90% of all songwriters, they don't read or write music, but yet they write great melodies all the time and great chords. So how do they do it? We'll talk a little bit about that. All right? Okay. So until Friday, keep her on the double nickel. I'll see you on the flip-flop. And as you know, Spanish is the loving tongue. Adios, amigos. I love you all.